Hi class, this is Dr. Williamson. Wanted to talk to you today about the interview paper that you have coming up. It's actually going to be due on November 11th, but you should not be waiting to the last minute to conduct the interviews and then writing the paper. I've been following some of you and grading some papers lately, and I found that APA seems to be still quite an issue. It's very important that you learn how to cite properly in references and in text, because it has to do with plagiarism. So I'll kind of give you this warning at this point. You're going to be wanting to make sure you know how to cite properly an interview with someone. And this isn't that you give this person this document and have them fill it out. This is an interview, so you need to be interviewing either by phone or Skype or in person any one of three people, one from each different group. And yes, it can be various nurses, but they shouldn't all be on the same floor. If you have a nurse manager on one floor, nurse practitioner, clinical nurse specialist, whatever it might be, physicians and or patients. You're to start with interviewing and asking a question, the three that are below. And then it's for you to develop three more of your own for a total of 6 questions to ask everyone in the interview. The questions are not to be emailed, like I said. It is to be a face-to-face type of conversation and really delve into evidence-based practice and research and how it is affecting their practice. Once you develop those 3 questions, then you need to use this criteria just as it's laid out and do exactly what it says. These sections here should also be level headings. Body of the paper 1, body of the paper 2. Introduction is not an APA heading. Level 1 means middle of the page in bolded. Summary of the paper and or conclusion can be the same, but you need to summarize your answers, their answers. So when you get to here, number body of the part 2, this is discuss who you interviewed. I interviewed 3 nurses. Each of them were very different. One was a nurse manager on a floor, whatever the floor was, so forth and so on. The body of the paper is what you're also going to do with the articles. You can compare and contrast the responses to each of the questions. So it's not what did Dr. Williamson say and then say this is how she answered all the questions. It's as what was the difference between what Dr. Williamson had to say and what Ann Smith had to say and what so-and-so as it relates to each one of the questions. You then synthesize that out or summarize that at the end. This paper is limited to its pages. You only are allowed 4 pages. That does not include the reference sheet or the beginning sheet, or the title page. Make sure you're in Times Roman, 1-inch margins. Make sure you're running head, which is running head, and then you capitalize the actual words that are the running head and put your page numbers. Make sure you change that font as well. And as far as references, yeah, you may want to reference. It could be possible in your introduction. Evidence-based practice is, and Dr. Williamson said this is what she believes evidence-based practice is, and that is supported what you've been reading in the literature and the information. There is a grading rubric, so follow this. This is how it is graded. You have your introduction and the different scores across the board. This rubric will be placed in the it's already in your course. So if you have any questions, refer to this. Don't forget part 2. Include all the questions you asked, including the ones you provided. They must be there. And then APA is a certain point of your grade here too. So if you have any other questions, post it on the help desk, because I'm sure others will have a question about this assignment too. But you need to start collecting this data and start pulling this together, because before you know it, November 11th, sorry, is when it's due. That'll come sooner than you expect. Thank you very much.